Guru Jojo. I want to talk about the American dream. A couple months ago, I posted a tweet saying how the American dream is not dead, but it's just changing because people's ideals have changed. And I'm going to further go into this. I speak about on a practical and a spiritual type of level. So basically, right, I think most of us could tell sort of that the American dream seems to be like something's up with it. Something's up with it because times are changing. As times change, now obviously this influences our expectations, our ideals, and what we as a collective feel like is the best way to be, the best way to live, and the best way for us to experience emotional fulfillment, satisfaction in some sort of way, right? So it seems like these expectations have sort of changed, obviously. And the thing is that it has changed, but it has not died, right? Way back, all right, for a long time, and this structure kind of maintained itself, right? The American dream, I'm actually going to try to explain it, right? I would say American dream, we can typically agree that it was basically about getting married, having kids, being able to support your family, right? And usually the father, the male figure, had the higher income and was able to support the family, while the wife or the female was able to stay at home and usually take care of, watch the kids, keep the house tidy, cook the meals, so that when the husband came home from work, he's good, he can eat, the kids can eat, they can watch TV, laugh, play, maybe get a pet, be able to support that pet as well, and it'll be a nice little addition to the family. Have enough money to have maybe some paid time off, maybe 1 to 3 vacations per year. Get the kids in school, make sure the kids are doing well, and then hope for those kids to do a little bit better than you have done, right? And then, this is typically what the American dream was for the most part. Have a nice home and stuff, all that, right? And that's been that way pretty much for a while. We can even take a look at like bigger, celebrities and whatnot. They still kind of like, this is how you know that's pretty much the American dream, because celebrities could have billions, millions of dollars and somehow want to stop their career to have a child and maybe try to have a family, because this was the ideal at the time, right? And it's still sort of there, but we could see that this has been changing. You can't really try to act like, no, it hasn't, because the reason why this is like this, okay, on a spiritual level, is because of gender sex karma, okay? And what I mean by this is that males naturally come into this world with a specific type of karma, and females generally come into this world with a specific type of karma. Males, generally speaking, have the karma of passionate and pursuit, or going after things. They carry that karma with them and kind of keep creating it into the world. And that's what creates their continuum, right? And then females, generally speaking, have the karma of attraction. Things kind of, not, now keep in mind, I'm not saying that males don't have this and only females have it. No, I'm saying generally speaking, this is how the karma was lined up according to gender. Females had the karma of attraction, okay? This is the reason why females were able to be stay-at-home moms. They just end up having kids, carrying kids, and then they ended up what? They ended up staying at home and learning to cook, and they have that natural, instinctual, nurturing energy about them. All right, it's the karma that's associated with gender that was able to create this American dream as well. Keep that in mind. So over time, this karma started to change as the genders became more integrated. And this is the reason why, too, it's kind of weird. Like, people are weird. Subconsciously, this is what's happening, what I'm trying to say, with things like transgender, transsexual, because it's weird, because it seems like they're trying to change the natural karma that they came into the world with. So keep that in mind, too. That's another topic, though. I'm not going to get into that in this video. But that's what's actually happening. So regardless of that, though, this has been happening on a more, minimalistic type of level, meaning that people have became integrated. This is why women have become bosses. More women have started working, started focusing on their careers and stuff, when it was supposed to really be men, because men came here with the karma of pursuit and going after things and whatnot. Not women. Women naturally had the karma of attraction. But like I said, the gender roles became integrated. Keep that in mind. This is what influenced the American dream, all right? So keep that in mind as well. So with that being said, since we understand the karma of the gender roles, right? This is why slowly the American dream started to change, because of the gender role karmas and the integration. So this is why I guess you could say eventually over time it seemed like, okay, it stayed the same. The American dream was to, get married, get a nice home, have kids and whatnot, right? But it seemed like, okay, now women work, right? And then the American dream started to change like that. So now it's women and men working. First, it was like women working part-time. Then women started doing full-time. And then women started to do like, get maternity leave. And then they have enough money to hire a nanny or a babysitter. See, it started to change. So then you would have that that extra, I guess, persona incorporated in the American dream too, like along with the animals and the pets. And then so the American dream started to change in that way. And then I feel like it's slowly, now we're at a point where now it seems like the concept of maybe having kids could be put on hold. This is where the American dream now is kind of, sort of seems like it's changing, because now it seems like now it's more geared towards career, possibly. Like people are more concerned about their career rather than having kids or something like that. They're focused on like goals on what their purpose is. Now people are more concerned about their purpose rather than the societal expectations for a dream life like world. So people are now trying to find themselves. So that's what's going on with this American dream now. It's more concerned about what is your dream. Stop trying to live this American dream that was created. Make one for yourself. What's your dream? That's where we're transforming into now in our society. So yeah, your American dream could just be the traditional, but for a lot of people, they have woken up into now wanting to create their own dream. Not in the sense of, oh, you can make your dreams come into reality, but what do you feel like is your purpose? And that's your American dream, or that's your dream. That's what's happening now. So people are no longer depending on the society's expectations for how we should actually live our lives. And that's why it seems confusing. Like, did the American dream die? It didn't die. It's in the process of changing, and we have to change it. That's what's happening. And this is not a video to promote. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not like one of those people like, go ahead and find your dream. I'm literally telling you, like, that's what's happening. It's not like something I'm trying to like motivate people to do. I mean, it could be a source of encouragement, but that's literally what's happening. So that encouragement is not necessary because we are collectively encouraging one another that anyway. So that's pretty much what's happening, with the American dream. And again, this is being changed like this because of karmic factors. Like the fact that the gender roles in our society have become more integrated. This changes the role expectations for how we should live our lives, and thus it's having an impact on the traditional American dream. Like as women are now becoming more boss like, or I always say boss like. They're becoming, it's like, I mean, people get what that means, obviously, but for people who want to understand in a different way, is that women have now found independence, and they're not depending so much on the pursuit of the opposite gender, to the point that now they have incorporated that pursuit within themselves to influence themselves towards a goal, towards a purpose. So, and then men pick up on that, and that's why a lot of men now are very, like, they can be a bit, not lazy, but some men are not as passionate anymore. They're kind of just like, whatever. Or some of them have that passion in them, and they're able to kind of incorporate that with the ability to, so the ability to also be independent without having to go after a pursuit for the purpose of not attracting, but going after an outside source, like another female or whatever. But also, their pursuits are more just independent for them. And then on another side too, their pursuits, they're using almost as the feminine aspect of karma. So they're using their pursuits as means of attraction. So it's like, whereas before they had a pursuit to go after females, or they had a pursuit to work, make money, and men often too also went after, they did all of it. Now men are kind of just like, I'm gonna just do this for me or something like that, and they won't necessarily really go after things anymore. And that's the integration of the genders that's happening now. So that's why the American dream is changing, and that's why there's no concrete American dream right now. Because that traditional way of just having a male, a female, they get married, they have kids, they get a home, they have enough money, and then, you know what I'm saying, they make enough money to be able to have vacations and pay time off, and then they end up getting Social Security when they decide to retire. The kids ended up doing well in school, and then they were a little bit better than them or something. And then, they end up doing like the same thing, but like a little bit better. And then it's that continuum that's changing. So basically, the American dream has been changing because the collective karma that was created, it had influence on the kids, like the kids that y'all keep creating in our society, right? All that collective karma has an influence on their gender karma then, and then that's what ends up influencing what they feel like their purpose is in life. So I hope I'm making sense, but that's the truth. That's what's happening on a spiritual level. I am very connected with spirit guides and the divine, and I don't sit here and Google this information. This is something that I'm just connected to, and yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe if you like the video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, let me thank YouTube. Thank you for the opportunity for being able to actually share my messages, with others that are interested in listening, watching, whatever it be.